At ease, brothers. But I wanted to talk about hypergamy for a second. I've gotten about 10 to 12 DMs about a small clip I put in yesterday's video. At the end of yesterday's video, I put a clip, I believe it was chapter 6 of my video book, The Code to Her Chemistry. And I talked about hypergamy. I talked about how the 1% man loves that spirit of hypergamy, man. I've gotten about, a few DMs. Guys ask me different elements of it. Shout out to my brother, Ant Boogie 3000 out of Atlanta, the host of Throwing the Towel podcast. Him and I talked about this last night. So I just want to break this down, man, because when men hear hypergamy, it automatically puts them in the look at women type energy, right? Matter of fact, hypergamy is one of the pillars of the red pill community. A lot of red pill guys put this energy on women as a scapegoat of really not understanding them. And for those that don't understand what hypergamy is, or in the sense that most men talk about it, most men say, well, this is why a woman is always in the energy of leveling up. Like as soon as she gets with a guy, she's always looking the monkey branch. She's always looking for someone else. And I'm going to tell you this, brothers. When I talk about a woman coming into your life and being a supercharger, for example, in the book, A Singular Truth, when I talked about the second marriage of man, meaning after a man marries himself, his higher and lower, and he marries, joins energies with a woman, the second marriage of man. When I say a woman is your supercharger, I'm talking about that same energy. I'm talking about that same energy that men fear. Hypergamy, run for the hills. See, most men fear that energy because they don't understand what it is. Most men fear that energy. You got to understand this, brothers. When a man is talking about hypergamy, really all he's talking about is a huge part of divine femininity. Really all he's talking about is a huge part of divine femininity. In other words, her intuition, her instinct, her connection with source energy that's different than ours. So when men fear it, really all they're saying is she has the ability to see through me. She can see my pseudo masculinity. And once she sees me, now she wants to level up. I'm telling you, brothers, only 1% of men understand this. In other words, if I speak to 100 men, only one of them are going to understand what I'm talking about. And that's a man that's plugged in. That's a man that's plugged in, man. So I use the word hypergamy so we can all identify, but really I'm talking about that divine femininity. Because once you join forces with a woman, once you bond with a woman, all that intuition and instinct and connection with source and a host of other things are now a part of you. So that energy that most men fear is now your supercharger. And a lot of men don't understand that, brothers, because you have to walk in a certain energy to be able to plug into a woman like that. And that's what I go into depth on that in The Code to Her Chemistry. Only few men can walk in a certain manner that can move and plug into a woman like that. So for a man to get with a woman and not want that energy is a man that lacks understanding. Because that's her divine. And think about this, man. Like a lot of guys look at it. A lot of guys look at it from a fear point of view because women can see through them, bottom line. But if a man has a daughter, does he not want her to have that same hypergamous energy? Does he not want her to be able to pick the right mate, pick the right man, be able to have connection with source to see through things? And surely y'all all know what I understand what I'm saying. Surely y'all have all experienced the intuition or instinct of a woman. If you out doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing, or you moving a certain way, or you in somebody's DM, or you texting somebody, and you come home and wifey or your girl is kind of already knowing something is up. Like she don't know exactly what you did, but she know your ass did something. That's not a roll of the dice. That's not always because you came in and you were acting funny. A woman is exposed to that realm. And a 1% man wants that in a woman. He wants that. He wants that intuition. So when I say a woman is a supercharger, like I want a person on my team that can see what I can't see. Now, if I'm moving wrong, she'll be able to see through me. She'll be able to see through me. Not even objective. What a 1% man does instinctively, and again, this is what I talk about in the code to her chemistry, is that energy that men fear. The 1% man understands how to plug in and get that energy harnessed back towards him. And it's a series of steps. It's a series of ways we have to move that I talk about, right? But once that energy comes and is transferred and transmuted back into him, but then now he moves through the world different. He thinks different. He sees different. He now has an advantage. So that's what I meant when I said that when I said that the majority of men don't understand it. And I can tell from 100 miles away on what side of the fence a man is on. The way he describes that divine femininity, the way he describes it, I can tell if either he fears it or knows how to harness it. I can tell by a man's speech how he speaks about women, if he understands it, if he knows how to harness it, or if he fears it because it can see through him. And I'm talking about all men. You know, I heard a brother on it was a podcast the other day. This brother has written a book that's a very common book in the red pill community, and I never put a face to him. And I saw this brother, I saw this man on the podcast the other day, and I was like, I didn't know he looked like that. You know, I didn't know that's who he was. I can't think of the name of that book. The Tomasi guy. Man, I saw this brother and hear this man talk, and he's talking about women. And I'm like, why is he coming from a state of fear? I'm going to tell you this, bro. I'm going to tell you this straight up. When I hear men, I don't care who it is, when I hear men speak from that place of fear, it tells me everything I need to know about a man, not necessarily about his relationship with women, but his relationship with source. It tells me about his relationship with source. I'm gonna tell you this, man. And I told Lynn this the other day. I said, I might have said it on a video on my other page. I said, you know what? I said, I didn't even know how to love a woman until I took the journey. Like, of course, yeah, I know how to spend money and love and all this stuff, but I didn't understand how to plug into a woman to get the desired result that men desire. I didn't know how to do that until I took that journey and saw that pattern and saw that code. I had no idea. 40 plus years old, and I had no idea how to love a woman. And the thing is, man, the reason we're having the problems we're having now, you know, with relationships in society, all races, all cultures, all creeds, is because I believe a generation or two of men just missed the gap on that understanding. I don't know if it was because fathers weren't in the household. I don't know what it was or when it started, to be honest. But once I saw it and I applied it in my life and I look back at the world, I could see the void. I can see the void. I can even see the fear in men's eyes and hear the fear in men's voices because they don't have that answer. They don't have that code. They don't see that pattern that's on everything, man. What I'm talking about is on everything. It's a code. It's a pattern. That's all I know what to call it. It's the face of God. Once you understand how to implement that, brothers, like everything makes sense. Like all these things we want, we expect out of women. Like the other day, the brother commented on the video talking about, well, why won't women submit? And in my mind, I was like, man, how can a grown man even ask that question? But the thing is, he asked the right question because it let me know right then. It reminded me that a lot of brothers just still lack this vessel of knowledge. It's simply a vessel of knowledge, man. Once you understand this vessel of knowledge, brother, it won't even be a question on having a woman cater to you, look out for you, give you that intuition, give you that love, give you that support. It's taking that same hypergamous energy and just channeling it towards you. But you have to understand how things work. You have to understand how things work, man. Again, when I took that journey and saw what I saw at the end, got that knowledge at the end, and turned back and looked at the world, everything made sense, brothers. Everything made sense, man. So all I'm trying to do, man, is I want my brothers to have the same happiness as me, man. I want my brothers to experience the same things I experienced. Whether it's me finding information for me to walk away from my job, whether it's me finding a 1% woman. I want the same thing for y'all that I want for myself, man. But you have to take that journey, man. You have to understand that code. Having said that, brother, the journey. A lot of y'all brothers took the journey, man. I have the journey. It's a 6-week course. It's a 6-week course. It's me giving six weeks worth of game, walking you through the path, walking you through the journey. It's 6 weeks of my colleagues that have taken the journey, that are knowledgeable, giving their game. And then brother Reco Jefferson, man, came on and gave us a fabulous spiel on the non-negotiables of success. The brother broke down on how he got to the point where he was making $1 million a month. I have all this in the journey. All this in the journey, man. I have all the game on understanding women, on how to get that response out of women in the code to her chemistry. Now today only, man, I'm giving the journey away. $700. The journey is $700. I'm giving the journey away for free today only when you buy the code to her chemistry, which is $39. So for $39, man, you getting over $700 worth of game. Not even $700, but you getting thousands of dollars worth of game, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of game, man. So again, that's what I meant when I said hypergamy. Hypergamy is, and I say hypergamy, I'm really talking about the energy that's generating what men call hypergamy. That energy is an asset, brothers. That energy is an asset. And once you understand that, man, once you get the code, brothers, all these issues that men are having with women, but they'll be gone.